Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Something Suddenly Came Up, a retro review. I'm Leann, and this is my big sis, the Groovy Granny. And as always, we cover all things 60s, 70s, and 80s. No politics, just the fun stuff, pop culture, movies, TV, all the fun stuff we remember from being kids, all our fun kid memories and candies and foods and snacks and all those good things. So Groovy Granny, take it away and tell the folks at home what we were talking about today.
Well, today we decided to turn to the 1970s and select our most beautiful TV actresses. We'll, of course, down the road at some point be doing the men as well, and then we'll probably do movies, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the 1970s, and the women we thought were the prettiest actresses on TV. So here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, well, my number 5 is Kate Jackson.
Oh, yes.
So I began watching Kate Jackson on The Rookies. She played Jill Danko. She was one of the police officers' wives, and she was a nurse. And I just thought she was so beautiful. And actually, I take it back a little bit, but this pushed her into the 60s. I actually started watching her on Dark Shadows.
I was just going to say she was on Dark Shadows and she had that Marsha Brady straight hair, but dark.
Yes, she did in The Rookies too. And she kind of had, I don't know if she was wearing a fall or if that was her real hair. A lot of women wore what was called a fall back then.
Right, like kicks in here and goes down. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of women in the 70s wore those. I guess it was sort of equivalent to like a hair weave these days.
Yeah.
You're adding fullness to your hair.
I remember they made a Dark Shadows movie that she was in as well. They made a couple different ones, but she was in one of those as well. Yeah.
It's just so classically beautiful, like a face meant for television for sure. Really the perfect features for TV. And she's a really good actress too.
She is.
That rare combination of really beautiful and a really great actress as well.
And she has that cute voice. It's like a little husky. It's just like everything about her comes together and she's just very original.
And later on in the 80s, she played in a show called Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yes.
And there was a little bit of comedy in there as well.
Right.
And I thought she handled that very well.
I thought so too. I totally agree with that. I love that. That's a great choice. That's
a
great choice. I love it. Well, I went with a classic 70s actress who definitely was one of the quintessential blonde bombshells on TV. And that's Suzanne Summers.
Oh, yes.
Very, very famous. She's on posters. She's on covers of magazines. Just your quintessential blonde bombshell from the 70s. And very cute. I would say more than a classic beauty. She had a cute kind of, girl next door way about her.
Yeah, especially when she first started on Three's Company. Her
Yes.
character was quite different in what it evolved to. I kind of liked her more at the beginning of the show, where she was kind of the innocent, but still, like her character went a little over the top, as that happens so easily on the shows. You evolve into something different than how you start.
And don't you think there was kind of a vibe when we were kids growing up of the dumb blonde?
Yes.
Now isn't really a thing anymore. I mean, that's very condescending and silly, but that was very much a thing. Because remember, they brought Jenny Lee Harrison, who another attractive blonde, onto the show, and she had to play silly and dumb and clumsy but again, another attractive lady who, they kind of took her down that side road there. But yeah, I think Suzanne Summers, when you think of the 70s and you think of beauty, although honestly, when you look back at the show, Joyce DeWitt, also very cute.
Yeah, I always thought she was very adorable. I liked her curly hairdo better than like she went straight.
Yeah. But that was kind of a classic cut too, wasn't it? When she went straight, that little shag kind of was very her. Yeah,
very much so.
But that's my 70s 5, number 5.
They started to do the character of Chrissy's hair was very.
Oh gosh, she had like a little ponytail that would be up here. Yeah.
ponytail coming out or
Almost
something.
childlike. Yes. Almost
Yes,
childlike. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
very much so. But she was so pretty.
Hmm.
And yeah, she went on to do what, Step by Step was her next
She
TV
did Step
show.
by Step. That was a cute show. Yeah. That was a real cute show
Wait,
with
what was
Patrick
the one in
Duffy.
between those?
Was she what?
What was the show in between those she had though?
She tried a couple different.
Wasn't she?
Yeah, I don't think that show lasted very long. There's one, I think it's called She's the Sheriff or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you're
yeah.
right. That really didn't fly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she had that contract dispute. I think she tried to get more money on Three's Company, and then they kind of did what happened with Farrah on Charlie's Angels. They had her kind of guest here and there, right? Suzanne Sommer.
That very who became renowned, or no, what's the word when you're known in a negative way?
Infamous, maybe.
Um,
Yeah,
Bernstein was his name. He was the
right,
manager of a lot of those fairs.
right,
The same
right,
thing with Farrah
right.
and someone else, but I can't remember who. But yeah, he sort of made their career and ruined it at the
I
same time.
know, I know. Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, who's your number four of these lovely 70s ladies?
My number four is touch the heart of many, many people, and that's Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, of course.
Especially at the beginning of the Mary Tyler Moore show, she was so adorable. Again, I think she wore a fall
Mhm,
kind of
mhm,
a different way. Like,
mhm.
I know that it seemed like her real hair wasn't quite as thick as this hair was. So I feel like she had a hairpiece or something in there. But oh my goodness, she was so adorable. Every girl wanted to be her.
And she in the 60s as well, right? Dick Van Dyke was the 60s, right? She was cute and beautiful no matter what
Yeah,
decade, really. Yeah. She always had her own look, but very pretty face, very pretty.
really, really cute. And, sometimes she was a little bit skinny, but she had type 1 diabetes
Yeah.
at a
Yeah, that's
young
right.
age. I think she said at like 32 or something. She
Yeah,
found out she had that. And that'll keep you pretty skinny.
that's true. That is true.
But I think, but she still, she was like one of those people where they say you're like a hanger where you look good in all clothes.
Right,
And she
like
kind of,
Cher.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like Cher.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she just wore the quintessential 70s clothes. The dresses she wore, oh my goodness. I just loved that time so
And
much.
those pantsuits. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Yeah, the pantsuits and the jumpsuits. Those
yeah.
like one piece ones. Those were, she could wear anything, honestly. That
She
is the
was so
truth.
cute. So adorable. So she's my number four.
Well, my number four goes hand in hand with your number four
Oh,
because I chose Miss Valerie Harper.
oh,
Now, a lot of people may think she's the second banana to marry, even though she got her own show. But let's be honest, Valerie Harper's got that beautiful face, and she had such a specific look that she would wear that little like
mm,
scarf around her head and make it look good. I don't know anybody else who could do it. And she
no,
had kind of a bohemian way of dressing, I think would be the way to put it. Well, how pretty. I guess it's hard to be the pretty one next to Mary Tyler Moore, but I think very pretty, Valerie Harper,
in season
in her way.
4 and 5 is when Valerie's body changed a bit. I think maybe she had
Mhm.
found an eating system that worked for her. And she had taken
Mhm.
off a good bit of weight. There's actually an episode about that because I think
Oh.
people noticed that she had lost a lot of weight. I don't know if that's specifically why they wrote the episode, but the store that she works at had a beauty contest, and they asked
Mhm.
her to be in it, and it's her insecurities about it and everything, and then of course she ended up winning. But
Mhm.
yeah, you see a difference almost in their friendship too, the way it was, where
Yeah.
Rhoda was usually not jealous of Mary, but just, you know,
That's very much the way the character is written. Rhoda's like, why me? Unlucky
yeah,
at love.
yeah.
She's the funny friend. But I always thought she was so cute and I love
Her
her look
face
so much.
was beautiful, I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, really pretty face.
And don't you think of that little head wrap when you think of Rhoda?
Yes, like so so Studio 54 looking.
Yes, a
Like,
scarf, you like put it on and then tie up the ends and tie it.
yes,
So
yeah.
chic, very chic. Yeah.
Someone you would see walking the streets of New York City. Not in
Yeah.
that way, in a good
Oh,
way.
no, we know what you meant.
So
Fashionably walking the streets. In a high fashion way.
should
Uh, yes, yes. All right, number three.
my number three is Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, girl, yeah, it's the
I
70s.
mean, Farrah was the face of the
Yeah,
70s. She really
yeah,
was. I
yeah.
remember my good friend at the time, we used to sit in my room and we'd go through the fashion magazines. And we'd always like say, we would argue over who we thought was the prettiest model. Because at that time, she was kind of a model. She was doing like
Right.
hair commercials and things like that. And I would always
Mhm.
say Farrah Fawcett, and she would always say Cheryl Tiegs, and we'd have a little battle over that.
Cheryl Teague, so beautiful. I forgot about Cheryl Teague. Sorry, go ahead.
And yeah, so the classic hair, every girl tried to have that. I could never do that with my stick straight hair. Even if I got a perm, it just wasn't happening.
That hairstyle, though, is classic. I think to this day, people go to get blowouts and want the Farrah for sure. I mean, it's kind of that quintessential look. And every guy had that poster of her in the red one piece.
Yes, and a
That,
one piece, and that's what I mean. That was even before Charlie's Angels that she took the photo for that poster, I believe.
yeah.
And
And
then
my sixth grade teacher even had that on the wall in the classroom. And he was one of the only male teachers, so he got away with it. And it wasn't scandalous. She's in a one
no,
piece. It's not. She's just beautiful. She's just
yeah,
very pretty.
very, very, very beautiful. And let's just speak about her figure because she was really one of the first, I feel like, who had a bit of an athletic body.
Yes, yes. That's
And it
right.
was a great body. Like it was, again, what every girl wanted to have.
Yeah,
And
not those big curves. She had that,
right,
yeah, that run. She's a runner, she's a skateboarder,
right.
like
Incredible
tennis.
legs, too.
Yeah.
Such fitness
Mhm,
legs. And
mhm.
she was an excellent tennis player.
Yes, I
And
heard that too.
she, I think, probably did other things as well, fitness wise. But, tennis is a great sport to keep thin for sure. But I don't know if she was just blessed with that or if she worked at it
I
or what the situation was. But between her hair and her smile and her figure, she was just, I'm sure, everyone's dream.
That's what it really is too. Her persona, that smile. And did it come off in a way like, I think I'm so great?
Never.
She could have. That smile was almost like a self-effacing, I want you guys to feel comfortable smile, you know? And just so pretty though. So, so pretty. Oh my gosh.
And like with a lot of these celebrities, including definitely through today, we don't know these people. We just know what persona they're putting
Oh,
forth.
sure. Of course.
And, the one that she put forth, and I don't know if it was accurate or not, but she very much wanted to be like a wife and mother.
She did. Yeah.
And her career just took off. It just, it didn't always work that way for her, I
Right.
think.
She was
But
married to the $6 million man. Yeah.
yeah. Now he got a little demanding, I think. I heard in interviews where he wanted her home to cook dinner for him.
I saw the funniest. There's a show, you guys, we could do a whole episode on it called Battle of the Network Stars.
Oh, I
And it
love
was
that.
hosted by Howard Cosell. And
Yes.
there's a famous interview where he says, Farrah, don't you have to get home and cook dinner for Lee? And she's like, yes, I do have to go home and make Leah's dinner.
Yes.
And look, if that's your jam, I'm not knocking it, but it just was so funny. Howard's like, she's got to get home and make dinner for Lee. Lee Majors, the $6 million man.
Little segments on each of the people who participated
Yes.
in that
Yes.
show. We
Gabe
must
Kaplan.
can
Yes.
we please do a whole thing on that show?
We have to. I
It's
said
awesome.
they had certain actors that were always team leaders. Gabe Kaplan from Welcome Back, Kotter. Robert Conrad with his bad sportsmanship was always one. Yeah.
Kodak. I played
Oh,
Kodak was always
oh,
one.
you guys stand by for Battle of the
Yeah,
Network
yeah.
Stars. There we
I could
go.
go on, but I won't. I want to save
Oh
it for
my gosh. Well, yes, yes. So my number three, also iconic and also still quite beautiful to this day, is Miss Linda Carter, aka Wonder Woman.
yes.
How beautiful, right? I believe she goes into the 80s. I think her show dips over into the 80s, but definitely it was the 70s when Wonder Woman first came
Oh
on.
yes,
And
definitely.
oh my gosh, that dark hair, those clear blue eyes. I still remember this from being a kid. She did an ad for a lipstick called Lip Quenchers, and she comes
Mhm.
up from out of the pool wet with her
Yes.
makeup perfect.
Yeah. I remember lip quenchers so well. I
Mhm.
totally remember those.
But just, I think, and she's another one that she doesn't give you the idea that, oh, I know I'm so pretty. She has that smile, like she's welcoming, seems like she's a nice woman. We in the area we grew up, she actually lived in DC, remember? And
Mhm.
our brother, she walked into, gosh, this was years later. This would be like 10 years ago. She walked into the store he worked at to order something, and he's like, I almost dropped everything on my toes or whatever. He's like, to this day, she's beautiful in person.
She's married to her who either was or is like a senator or
I think
congressman.
so. I believe he's passed away. God rest him, but I believe so. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
how beautiful. And nobody looks like her. Nobody looks like
God.
her.
Ooh,
Oh my God. Talk about not only curves, but that athletic kind
yes.
of body. Wow.
Again, on Battle of the Network Stars, she was on, and in her little piece, she showed how she did like trampoline stuff.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess I don't know if it was so that she could do her own stunts. So
Yeah.
she,
Oh, for Wonder Woman. Maybe so.
yeah,
Maybe so.
but yeah, she
What
she
a
was one
beauty.
that could have been, in an honorable mention for me for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I
Very,
mean, like I said, that commercial alone, I can remember that lip quenchers commercial.
yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't hear anything. It's
Okay.
live TV. It's okay. No, whatever happens, happens. So, okay, number two.
Oh, okay. My number two is Victoria Principal.
Oh, girl from Dallas. Yes.
Oh my gosh. If you go and watch the old Dallases, particularly in my opinion, from like season 1 through 7, she is drop dead stunningly beautiful. I can remember there was like a resurgence of Dallas, or a reunion of Dallas or something. And Linda Gray, who played Sue Ellen, and
Yeah.
JR, who played JR,
Yeah.
Larry Hagman,
Larry Hagman. Yeah.
watching episodes from Dallas, and they were reacting to them.
Mhm.
And she came on the screen, and Larry's like, "Good Lord, look at Vicky." He called her.
Yeah.
Like, she is so beautiful. He's like, she was a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is, I think he said.
Yeah, it is. And
But
there's something so like elegant and a little exotic about her look,
exotic.
right?
Yes.
She's beautiful. There's just you can't describe her face. She's just very you look her up, y'all. Victoria
Yes.
Principal on Dallas. She's another one that if you went to the Spencer's Gifts, there you went through that poster rack, and she definitely had a poster in there, right?
She
Right?
had, again, one of those very perfect bodies. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if she had been altered. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
I'm not sure, not sure. But, she still always made it look tasteful.
Right.
I never saw her look, you know, whatever the right word is. I don't know. But very classy
Yes.
always.
That's what I was going to say. Her poster at the Spencer's Gift is a one piece by the edge of the pool. It's not, right?
But
It's
yes.
not like, yeah, but
And she
very,
also went in a fitness direction as
Mm-hmm.
well. She had a book and I
Mm-hmm.
think a fitness video. And
I think
she
it had her last name like the something principle or principles of fitness or
Principal
principle
Secret, or
something. Yes, it
was
had.
that her makeup line? Because
I
she had a
think
makeup line
I
too.
think later she did have a skincare line, and you're right, it also
Yeah,
had principle in it. Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah,
she dated Andy Gibb. I
she did.
remember that singer Andy Gibb.
And she was dating him, I believe, when he passed away because I think
Mm.
he overdosed, I believe. And I've seen many interviews with her where she talks about dealing with his drug addiction. And,
Mm.
I believe she kind of joined in a little bit.
Mm.
You do get in those situations in those kind of relationships where you're like, well, if I can't beat them, I'll join them kind of.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
don't want to go there. It's never a
Yeah.
good thing.
Right.
But
But there,
she
I
came
don't
out
think.
great, and she got through it, and it's sad what happened, but I think she later married a plastic surgeon.
Oh well, that's it.
But I don't know. She doesn't show herself much anymore.
Yeah, I
She's
don't think I've
in a
seen her, but
quiet
I know.
life.
Yeah, yeah. But what a handsome couple her and Patrick
Oh
Duffy were
my God.
on Dallas,
They were
right?
so absolutely beautiful
Bobby
together.
and Pam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they were like the Romeo and Juliet,
they
kind
really were,
of
right?
way.
Because she's related to the Barnes family, right?
Yes.
He's a
Families
young.
had
Mhm.
feuded for many, many years, and
Yeah,
yeah, but I thought she was very far up there because just such an all-around beauty for sure.
yeah, most definitely. My number two, I'm hoping I didn't skirt the edge of the 80s, but I don't think so. And that's Charlie girl Shelley Hack. And when I
Hmm.
say that, she was a Charlie's Angel, but she was the Charlie perfume girl for many years before that. Actual model. I mean, you think of the angels being models,
Yes,
tall, slender, smile for days, just a very elegant, but also very kind of friendly way about her. And then she did a stint on Charlie's Angels, which I really thought, I think the show was just starting to go a different direction. And I know they didn't keep her, but I really thought she did a fabulous job. She's stylish, but she's also like kind of warm and funny, but so pretty. And so to me, on so many ads in the 70s, if you went through
yes,
a magazine, you saw Shelley Hack. And she's just a classic beauty.
yeah. She was right up there in the magazines with Farrah Fawcett and Cheryl Tiegs and
Hmm.
Christy Brinkley, even.
Yes.
Like she was a
Yes.
really good model. I don't know how
Yeah.
tall she was, but she was definitely the tallest Charlie's Angel, I
Yeah,
think.
for sure. For sure. I think she was as well. She would be in there swinging against Kate Jackson. I don't know how tall Kate Jackson is, but I'm
Yeah,
sure to model, she's probably pretty darn tall, Shelley.
yeah,
But yeah, and I know she dabbled in a little bit of acting after that, but really I think her heyday was being the Charlie perfume girl in that
yeah.
time frame, but so beautiful.
Yeah, good choice. I'm glad you
Thanks.
chose her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always liked her as a kid. And like I said, that season of Charlie's Angels I really liked, but for whatever reason they went a different direction. And that last season they jumped the shark a little, but anyway.
Yeah, it definitely.
It went from girls that went to the police academy to two girls that went to the police academy and one who's a model. She's
Yeah,
very dressed up. And they picked a woman who's beautiful, but the least of a fashion model you've ever seen in your life, right? Just not the persona to be. They had an actual model in their midst and went a different direction. But anyway, so
yeah. For Tanya Roberts,
yeah,
she didn't quite
beautiful,
have,
but
she was
didn't fit
very
in.
pretty, but she
Yeah.
didn't kind of have that class that the rest of them had. Which
No.
brings me to my number one,
Oh, here we go.
who is Jacqueline Smith.
Oh, good choice.
I have always thought she was the most beautiful angel.
Class
Um,
personified, elegant, beautiful.
absolutely classy, stunning face, and probably maybe next to Farrah. And I'll say maybe Jacqueline had the best head of hair because
Mm.
I felt like Farrah's hair got frizzy at some.
Yes, yes. It's funny when you saw that 70s loose curl and the long hair, it suited all of them. And then the 80s, they all got those perms. And by the end of the show run, everybody was a little frazzled.
Yeah, you're right. Jacqueline and Cheryl both got them too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but you can't ugly them. It's
You
not
cannot.
possible.
You can't. Indeed, you cannot. And
But
still beautiful, Jacqueline Smith.
yes,
Still
she
knockout
is
beautiful.
81 years old and she's still beautiful.
She's gone a bit blonde. She is
Yes,
gorgeous. Gorgeous.
it is. And I think she did finally get a little work done. I feel like she held off for a long time. She
Hmm.
didn't need to, honestly.
Hmm.
And she got a little bit,
But
more power
not over the
to her.
top, I wouldn't say.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
until you know it's her.
I think you might have to if you're in the limelight at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. People
no,
especially are unkind
they are very.
if you're in the spotlight still, but beautiful, beautiful, and always elegance personified.
Yes. And
Um,
she kind of reminds me of what I spoke like about Donny Osmond in one of our previous videos. She found a way to always stay relevant.
that's
Like she got a clothing line at Kmart. A lot of
right.
the women wouldn't have wanted to have a clothing line at Kmart because it would come off low end.
But
But
she
she
knew her
what
demographic.
she did. She absolutely did. And that line lasted until Kmart closed. It might still be out there online. I'm not sure. But that's a lot of years to have a clothing line. It really
And
is.
that's wise. Like you said, that's wise marketing. And also, I remember her being on a lot of mini series
Yes,
when
and
we
maybe
were younger. And
yeah,
she always stayed in through the 80s in those mini series. And
she
she
did.
always did a really solid job. You know, they were kind of felt like soap opera episodes, kind of, or like 2 hours of a soap opera. And she really did great and always beautiful. So if they
Oh,
needed somebody, you know, really beautiful to head up, and the same with Linda Carter did the same thing. They would show up on those made for TV movies
yeah.
in a mini series.
And I feel like her acting really evolved as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
100%
never
agree.
thought she acted over the top or anything. She always there's an episode in season one, I think. What?
I know
Should I
what it's going to be, but go ahead.
episode in season one where there's a little boy that's I think he's either in an orphanage or he has a little something wrong with him. And the other two girls, Farah and Kate, think that she's seeing a man, but she's actually going and visiting this little boy and taking him out and working with him and everything. And while they're out at a like a carnival or something, he accidentally shoots her because he finds a gun laying on the ground and he thinks it's a toy gun. And just her acting in that was really, really good. What did you think I was going to
Thought
say?
you were going to say one in season one where she accidentally gets hypnotized and she starts remembering her days in the orphanage. And I guess Beamish is the old mean head mistress or whatever you want to call her of the orphanage. And she was like, no, Beamish, no. Like using a little baby voice because she's supposed to be a little girl that she's remembering. Not to imply that that's funny in any way. I mean, imply the concept is funny, but the way she was acting, it was a little funny.
She was seeing Jill as Beamish.
Yes.
Remember?
The most beautiful Jill, and Beamish is like this old hag. But she's like, hey, Beamish, because she has to do a kid's voice. But
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't say I would know how to handle that. I'm no actress, but it was like, oh, good gravy. Oh my God.
Beamish.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Like a little boy instead, but the
Yeah,
Beamish.
that is good. You're right. That was quite good. Well, my
I know
number
you're
My
number one.
my number one is no surprise. I loved her since I laid eyes on her because when she walked on the set, she had very big shoes to fill and she didn't try to fill them. She tried to bring her own shoes, and
Yeah.
it worked out great for her. And that's Cheryl Ladd. I remember being a little girl thinking she was the coolest. She plays, you know, she had to fill Farrah Fawcett's espadrilles, which was not an easy thing to do. And so instead, she walked in as the kind of funny kid sister and then let Chris Monroe evolve from there to be she became the leader in a way. I mean, her and Jacqueline Smith were more the leaders. And I just thought so beautiful. And another one, like, I'm outrageously beautiful, but I am down to earth. right?
Yeah.
She plays
Yeah.
it very, a little joke in her, a little, and another one with an athlete's body. There is this part in Charlie's Angels where she used to wear this striped bikini, and therein,
Mhm.
I want to say Hawaii, and she pushes her hair back. And it's like that is the body that now everybody's striving for. It's that she's always been an avid golfer. I think she was like a
Yeah.
swimmer, surfer, all those things, but just a fabulously fit body. And really coming off a generation where, God, I know I was happy that it wasn't all about ginormous everything and curves anymore, because that's not me. So that was a body I was like, oh wow, I love this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can have an athletic body too. So right, the 70s kind of more went that not stick skinny, that came later, and
Right.
not curvy, but that little bit of an athlete's body.
Yes. Yes. Honestly, those were the bodies that I also
Aspired. Yeah.
aspired to be, because if you look at all the Charlie's Angels, and I'm not going to say Tanya Roberts, but including Shelley Hack in there, none of them were busty, really. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I do think Farrah Fawcett in her older age might have enhanced herself,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not during the shows. And if you look at them, they're really not busty at all. And
Hmm.
the funny thing too is, like, a lot of them even had like the thinner lips and everything. Like, that was just
Yeah.
the style then, and they were considered the most beautiful women on
And
television.
again, their bodies, they could wear so many styles. You
Yes.
could put Jacqueline Smith in an oversized bat wing sweater, and she still looks like perfect. Pair of
Yeah.
slacks and those big bat wing sweaters. Anything they wore, they just looked so fashionable in. And even Kate Jackson, who's quite a thin woman,
Yes.
they knew how to dress her. They knew how
Yes.
to dress her. And
Yes. They
really a stylish group. And I don't think you could mention 70s beauties without the Charlie's Angels, really. But
agree.
Cheryl Ladd, beautiful. Still to this day, you'll see her posting where she's met up with Jacqueline Smith for something or what have you. Still very pretty. But always, like I said, I just liked the way that she had about her. Like, she seemed like the every person, like you could know
Yeah.
in real life and think she's cool. And that she
Yeah.
didn't try to be Farrah.
Did not try to be
Just
fair.
didn't.
She played it perfectly. And by the way, she was on my list, but I didn't want to blow it for you like I always do.
You've known me since I was born. So you
Yes.
know that I'm a Cheryl Ladd fan.
I'm not going to have her in number 4 or whatever, like I had
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know.
You
You
know,
know,
I've been doing it for.
you know who was in my honorable mention? And I kept thinking, I hoped it was the 70s and I might have dipped into the 80s. And that's Mary Lou Henner. She's one who I think is so pretty, so
Taxi started,
beautiful.
I think, in
I think it
70.
was the 70s. Yeah. So Mary Lou Henner was fighting her way onto my list real hard with her dancer size. That came later. But anyway, no, again, just, you didn't see a lot of redheads on TV back then. And she's a beauty, right? She's a beauty.
Yes,
She handled
very.
herself really well as Elaine Nardo. I thought she was really cute. And then later, this was not the 70s anymore, but she did Evening Shade. And I really liked her on that show with Burt Reynolds.
That
But
was a
I
good
think
show.
she was a beauty for sure.
Yeah, she was really cute, I thought. I thought
Hmm.
she had
Hmm.
an element to her for sure. And
Yeah.
fun on that show. That's one of my favorite shows,
I
obviously.
know. I love Taxi. This is going down a side road, but there was an episode the other day where Bobby Wheeler was training this guy to be an actor. And he said, look, you go out on the auditions, you're going to get a lot of no's. And this guy landed Romeo and Juliet on day one. And so Louis couldn't wait to tell him. And so Louis holding on to, I think they call it the bullpen, where he goes back and does the, or whatever it's called, the
Yeah,
cage where he goes back. And he's holding on, and Elaine's got his feet, and Tony's got his waist because he's going to call Bobby and tell him this guy got the part to hurt his feelings. But I just love that moment. And it had Elaine like grabbing Louis's feet. It was so funny.
pants are coming off.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, Tony's holding him. But anyway, I loved that she could hang with the boys too. I thought it was, I liked the part she played. But
Girl
anyway,
in an all guy cast.
yes, yes,
That's a lot to deal
yes.
with. but boy, she did it smooth as
She
silk.
did. She did. And I love that you mentioned Cheryl Tiegs. She's another one, drop dead gorgeous model. If she was on everything.
Yes,
Look a smidge like Christy Brinkley back then. They had a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
of it, just a very little similar. But she's another one that branched out to a clothing line at Sears. I remember
Oh,
our mom and her best friend Liz had blouses that were Cheryl Tiegs blouses.
aw.
Yeah, I remember
See,
that was a thing.
Cheryl Tiegs or Sybil Shepherd because in the 70s, they weren't on TV, were they?
I
I
don't think
guess
so.
if you include commercials, maybe they
Yeah,
were.
that's true. That's a good point. Cheryl Tiegs was not really on TV because I don't really remember her dipping her toe into acting, did she?
I think she did, except she might have been on Love Boat once, but
Mhm.
I think that would have been in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, probably so. That
And
you're probably right about that.
Sybil Shepherd would have been way high on my list, but
She
she
was 80s TV.
just modeling then and then
Mm-hmm.
acting, I think, in the
Mm-hmm.
show.
Definitely.
Except in movies. In movies, she was acting in the 70s.
That's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
she sure was. I'm trying to think, are there any other honorable mentions that we may have forgotten that are 70s beauties?
No, I feel like I've forgotten a bunch. Well, there was Susan Anton, but I never really cared for her. I did not think she was all that beautiful. Is that mean of me to say?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I mean, this is all
Yeah,
subjective, you guys. This is all subjective. So if you're
yeah,
feeling like she's the most beautiful, that's okay. Um, yeah, she had a little bit of I feel like a tougher blonde look,
yeah,
not so much the like, beautiful girl next door kind of blonde. Pretty, don't get me wrong.
yeah.
I remember she dated Dudley Moore, didn't she? Susan
Yes.
Kahn.
She was like 6 feet tall and he was
Yeah,
5'3" or something. I mean,
but he has
that
a big personality.
that happened back then. I mean, like Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel, like
Yeah,
that was a
yeah,
big difference there. And
right.
it's just the
Um,
thing to do, I guess.
you know who else I remember from the 70s, but I believe they again I might be pushing my way to the 80s, but do you remember they were on everything, the Landers sisters, Judy and
Yeah,
Audrey Landers.
Audrey was on Dallas.
Yes, Audrey was on Dallas and Judy was on a show called BJ and the
Yeah.
Bear.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think that was 80s.
that was might have been early 80s. Yeah,
Audrey moved to
yeah.
Dallas until the 80s.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I was at the edge of the 70s with
Mhm.
Victoria.
I
I
think
think
so.
that started in 78.
Yes, yes, yes. But then you have Charlene Tilton from Dallas, that
Yes.
beautiful
What
head
head
of
of hair
hair.
that girl had.
Whew, that is like,
There was
yeah.
not a better head of hair than that.
I
Oh,
mean, like she's a tiny little lady and the hair takes up most
yes.
of her.
And,
Yeah,
and
right?
it's so gorgeous. I mean, I
Gorgeous head of
wonder
hair. And
where did you get all that hair from? I mean, that was just a head of hair.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, definitely. But yeah, really starting to skirt that time into the 80s where the glamour was amping up. The 70s at the start was kind of more that like little dash of lip gloss and maybe a little
Yeah,
something. But
yes,
man, by the end of the 70s, we were heading into the 80s and it was ramping up that style, that fashion.
yes. We'll be adding those shoulder padded ladies when we do
Soon enough.
some point for
And the
sure.
blush in two strong streaks.
Yeah, eyeshadow
Yeah, that's right. That's just like blue. Yeah, it's very, very strong and not so much blended as
and
much. But
lots of lip gloss too.
yeah, that's true. Ah, the good old days.
The
I
80s
love it.
were a great time.
I'm sorry.
The 80s were a great time.
They were a great time. It was fun. It was larger than life. But you know what the 70s were too?
Yeah,
I feel like, the 70s is when we started seeing women really step into those leadership roles on TV and women doing parts like being detectives and
yes,
doing parts like that on TV. And it's exciting. It was an exciting time. And even Mary and Rhoda, they were single working girls, you
yes.
know?
Mary
Yeah.
kind of set a standard for
Mhm.
women who took on careers.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember when we were little in real life, we only knew one working girl, and that was mom's friend Liz. Right?
Yes,
We only knew moms and not nothing wrong with moms, ladies. We're moms. We love it. But
yes,
I'm just saying we didn't really, she was the exception to the rule. So it was kind of fun to see that happening on TV. You had Angie Dickinson as policewoman. That was definitely the 70s. Talk about a look. Angie Dickinson, also beautiful. She has a look
Very.
about her. Oh, girl, you don't
I,
even know. No.
and she had a career, very long career, because she started with the Rat Pack
Oh
guys.
gosh, she started as a brunette in movies like long before that and
Mhm.
long and after really showing up in a lot of things. But
Yeah,
Policewoman was a breakout
it
70s
was.
part where she was Pepper. Her name was Pepper even.
Anderson, yes.
Pepper Anderson. And man, she might have had a purse on her arm, but she came in shooting.
I have to say one more lady too from the 70s, well, late 60s into the 70s, that was so elegant. And that was the girl who played Mannix's secretary, Peggy. I think her name was Gail Fisher.
Hmm.
And she was so pretty. And like, she just had a very sexy voice too. Like,
I've
a,
got to look this Gail Fisher up. I don't think I know her.
I just loved her. And she was, she's working with a, a, an actor who the whole show is about him.
Yes.
She's like, as the show went on, she went from just being his secretary to like sort of being his, like, she worked with him. Like, she,
Mhm.
like he would get himself in a mess, and guess who would get him out? It would be
Oh,
Peggy.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
was that
So
kind of
she
stuff.
had that star power that like upped her part. Yeah, it got her a little more time on screen.
She was one of those people that you watched and you were like, you really admired her. Like,
Yeah.
well, first of all, I loved Mannix. Like, I thought Mannix was so gorgeous. And
Yeah. 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 Mike
they,
Connors. Is it Mike Connors?
yeah,
Yes. Yes. Real
yeah,
man's man. Definitely. For sure.
for
You know who
sure.
else you jogged my mind to think of who our mom always thought was so beautiful? She played the secretary on Barnaby Jones, and that's Lee Merriweather.
Yes, she was also a
Also,
Miss America, wasn't she?
yes, she was. And mom would say, and you guys can mark me on this, my name really came from mom and dad's middle names. But she's like, you check. She's really Leann Merriweather.
It is.
And she's
She,
like, and that's, I always love that name. And she was Miss America 1950 something. We'll have to look that one up. But look
yes,
at her, you guys. And in the 60s, she played Catwoman in the original Batman movie. But
yes, she
really
did.
beautiful lady, Lee Merriweather. But she was on TV in the 70s and popped up quite a few places.
Barnaby Jones was the show.
Barnaby Jones. Yeah, she was a beauty, right? And a real classic beauty for
Very
sure.
classy, very, very classy.
So I would like to think I'm named after her. That was mom's backup story. That was mom's
Yeah,
backup.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That was her backup story, so we'll go with it. But yeah, no, I love this. This was fun, and I love as we were
Very
unpacking it, we thought of all those other ladies too. I love it.
Don't worry, we'll hit the 60s, we'll hit
We
the 80s,
will.
and we'll do the same with the guys. We'll really enjoy that one.
Yes, yes, we will. But I do have to say, my taste, it's funny as we're older, the guys I think will probably think is cute have has evolved.
I say that with all of my selections. It's like,
Yeah,
who would I have picked when I was, 16 or
yeah,
17? And who would I pick now? And
right.
the
I
guys
think
are somewhere in between there.
I think my Charlie's Angels are solid. I think yours are
Yeah.
too. Oh, one side note before we go. You know who I always thought was pretty? The show was kind of short-lived, and I think I think it might have towed up into the 80s, but remember Vegas with Robert Urich?
Yes.
Who's that lady? Phyllis. She's a
Phyllis.
blonde and so
Yes.
beautiful. She
So
showed up on
pretty.
so many shows. Cute little wedge haircut with like the side bangs.
I feel like she died relatively young too. Didn't
Oh,
she get
did she?
from cancer young?
Oh, that's it.
So I
Yeah.
was thinking of the Vegas guy because he did
Yeah.
his.
But her name's Phyllis. You guys watch this and
Phyllis
drop in the
Davis.
yes,
Phyllis Davis.
Phyllis Davis. She was on Vegas and she would pop up on other guest appearances, but beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Pretty, exceptionally pretty. Yes.
Yes, yes.
I'd forgotten about her. She was
Hmm. Yeah.
Vegas, I think, did start in the late 70s.
I think so too. I think it because it had a very 70s vibe.
Yeah.
Very 70s vibe
That
for
was a good
sure.
show. I liked it
Yeah, it
too.
was a good show. Robert Urich. I mean, he might fall into our hunks of that era for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh. All right, Groovy Granny, this was a blast as always. And everybody, please subscribe, like, follow. As my friend says, smash that subscribe button. We would love to have you tune in every week, but we're just going to be dropping. We're having fun doing this. You're just along for the ride in our conversations that we always have. Be a part of our conversation. What are your top five most beautiful 70s TV actresses? What are your memories? Who did we forget? Who do you want to add on? Maybe a story about? But please subscribe, like, follow, comment. We'd love to hear from you. And make some suggestions for things you
Yes,
remember from the 60s, 70s, 80s you want us to chat about, because we would love to do that.
we absolutely would.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Love you, Groovy Grand, and I'll see you next time. Bye,
Okay,
everybody. Thank you.
bye.